If you're a consultant, a leadership coach, a trainer, or professional services provider, and you're curious about how to get big corporate clients, this video is for you. First, I'm going to share with you the 7 big benefits about why you absolutely want to add these clients to your business. And before we wrap up, I'm going to share with you 3 simple and free steps that you can take right now to make yourself more prepared and confident in going after these very lucrative clients. If you're curious about how to get big corporate clients, you might also be wondering, is it a really difficult thing to do and would it be worth my effort? So spoiler alert right up front, it is absolutely worth the effort, and I'm going to break down why that is in this video. But I also want to dispel a little bit of a myth right out of the gate. Over the last 25 years, I have worked with just about every type of client on the planet that you can imagine. And I've been a decision maker on every side of the decision-making table. I've worked inside the Fortune 100 as a decision maker. I've sold to the Fortune 100. I've worked with mid-markets, small enterprises, solopreneurs, nonprofits. I've even worked with consumers when I was the owner of a franchise. And I can share with you that every single market on the planet has its own unique set of challenges. There are pros and cons to any customer base that you're going to choose. The grass may always look greener on the other side of the fence, but the key is that you need to just understand the pros and cons of the market that you choose and then learn to master getting clients in that marketplace. Okay, so let's look at the 7 main benefits of working with corporate clients. Benefit number 1 is that it allows your work to have exponential impact in the world. I know that for many of our Bold House Collective members, that is their true motivation and driver. It's why they started their business in the first place, because there was something that they really wanted to make better in the world. And so they started a business to drive that work. And that might be very true for you as well. The thing is, when you work with organizations, whether we're talking about the big corporates or the mid-markets or even the very well-funded small enterprises with 500 employees, when you make one sale to that organization, you get one yes, your work is typically going to reach an entire team or department or division, or even the entire enterprise. And the benefits of the work that you're doing, whether in one department or with the whole company, are often going to spill over into the customers, the shareholders, even the families of the employees who work at that company. I know that's certainly true for wellness experts and leadership coaches. Typically, the work that they're doing with leaders has a spillover effect into when those leaders go home from work at the end of every day. So if your goal is to have the biggest impact that you can have in this world, working with organizations is the biggest force multiplier that is available to you as a thought leader and a positive change agent on this planet. Benefit number 2 is that organizations have a budget. They have money. Now, don't get me wrong. There is typically not a budget that is sitting in somebody's email earmarked for the exact thing that you do. Maybe it is, but often it isn't. But here's the thing. When organizations have an urgent need, they have a challenge or an opportunity that they either need to fix immediately or seize on immediately, they always find the money. That's because organizations aren't living paycheck to paycheck, new client to new client. They have consistent cash flow that is flowing through their organization, which means they might just need to divert some budget in order to make an investment. But the money is there, it exists. So these organizations have money to work with you now, but more importantly, they have the budget to keep working with you and your team. They can invest on an ongoing basis. And look, one of the most expensive and time-consuming things that you do in your business is to acquire a new client. You want to make sure that the clients that you are marketing to are not broke. You want to make sure they have the money to invest, not just once, but many, many times over the next few years or even decade. And to that end, benefit number 3 is that organizations keep buying from you. As much as you hate going online to find an expert to hire, a branding company to hire, a copywriter to hire, decision makers really dislike having to find outside experts. It's not something fun that decision makers enjoy spending their time on. So once they find an outside expert, whether that's a keynote speaker, a trainer, a consultant, a leadership coach, or other type of expert, someone who's really great at what they do and is truly enjoyable to work with and delivers results, they want to keep working with you long term. And that's one of the reasons that unseating an incumbent sometimes can be challenging. But here's another secret that I'll share right now. Unseating incumbents isn't as hard as you think it might be because so few experts really deliver the results that organizations are looking for. Benefit number 4, working with larger and mid-sized organizations elevates your brand. When you're able to add brand names and organizations' names that other decision makers and other customers in the marketplace recognize, that adds instant credibility to you and your firm. It shows the social proof that you are clearly a reputable expert thought leader or services firm because look at the other brands that have invested with you. And it's not just that working with those brands and having those logos on your website or in your slide deck matters to potential other customers. It also matters to things like landing a publisher for your book, getting booked for media interviews, or landing that keynote speaking opportunity that you've had your eye on. So having those brands as credibility really speaks to the marketplace as a whole in terms of the level that you are operating at. Benefit number 5 is they pay their bills. They're not going to give you a song and dance that their credit card is maxed out and they're not able to make this month's payment. Can they go on a special payment plan? And they're not going to be doing a chargeback for something that they made a decision to purchase and now are looking to get out of it. Sure, there might be a 30, 60, 90-day net payment term, but that money is coming into your bank account. Those organizations are going to pay their bills and they're going to pay those big deposits up front and not disappear on you. Benefit number 6, decision makers inside of organizations are easy to find. It is easy to go to LinkedIn, to use Sales Navigator, to use tools like Rocket Reach and others in order to identify the very specific people that are sitting in specific decision-making roles inside of those organizations. And that contact information is also something that's relatively easy to get your hands on. In addition, you don't have to create this audience yourself. There are already industry associations and professional associations and other business organizations in which these decision makers are members, where they go for networking, where they go for conferences, the publications that they read, the webinars that they tune into. And all of those are opportunities for you not only to get in front of these decision makers and create engagement with these decision makers, but also to gain their contact information so that you can have one-to-one connections with them. And benefit number 7 is that the profit margin in working with these organizations is often highly significant. In fact, I just got off the phone a few days ago with one of the biggest names in the small business coaching industry, a name most of you watching this video would immediately recognize. And this person said to me, Angelique, the profit margin is so much better when I think about all of the costs that we spend on Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, LinkedIn advertising, the money to put on live events in order to sell folks into programs compared to just creating a conversation with a decision maker inside of an organization and selling something for $250,000 or more. There's no comparison to the cost of customer acquisition in the organization space versus in the solopreneur or individual customer space. So those profit margins are going to be so much higher, and you combine that with the lifetime customer value potential and all of the other benefits that I just laid out for you, you can see why having high-paying, high-end clients that are organizations can be so important to creating consistent cash flow and scalability for your expert-based firm. So those are 7 benefits of working with high-paying corporate clients. Now let's look at 3 simple, practical, free steps you can take right now to better position yourself to attract these incredible clients. Step number 1 is to download our free quick start guide. It's going to walk you through what you need to know about how to build a $1 million plus boutique firm around your expertise. And I've put that link right in the description below. Step number 2, you are welcome to book a call with our team at Bold House. We are happy to talk with you about whether or not your expertise would be a good fit for working with corporate clients. And don't worry, this is not one of those manipulative sales calls. We bring the same level of expertise and thought leadership to our free calls as we expect you to take into conversations with corporate clients. And step number 3 is to subscribe to this channel. We're publishing videos every single week, breaking down the steps, the strategies, the tactics, the mindsets, and the insights that you need in order to be successful in working with corporate clients and other types of organizations in the marketplace today. So all of those links are right in the description below. Do that now, and I'll see you on our next video.